them laugh. So this is one of the quests. Varna has been poisoned. She's not doing very well. She's supposed to stop now, but she didn't. Even when she died, she didn't. Yeah, it wasn't good. Something wrong with her. We're not quite sure what this is. But we do recommend you stay away from it. So that brings us to the end of our presentation, and I think we have some time for some Q&A. Thank you.
All right. We don't have a lot of time for questions, so I just want to remind everybody that we have an hour-long Diablo 3 Q&A tomorrow at 11:30. But we have some time for questions. The first question.
I'm really excited about, there's an echo. Is this going to come out before CLISM?
We don't discuss release dates ever. When it's done.
Does it feel like it's going to come out?
We don't discuss release dates ever. When it's done.
Next question.
Hi, I'm an avid player of Diablo 2, and one of my favorite classes was the Amazon. I'm just wondering if there was any chance that you guys be looking back at like the Amazon class or like the rogue from Diablo 1.
Well, we certainly look at all kind of the previous classes when considering the next ones, but we're going to have to keep that one a secret until next year. Sorry.
Next question.
Hi, I was just wondering, you didn't really go over crafted items too well last year, and this year you didn't really discuss it in this specific one, and I was kind of really anxious. Do you have any plans to like extend the Horadric Cube crafting system?
Yeah, that's a good question. There are a couple things that we really liked about the Horadric Cube, and there's a couple things that we didn't like so much. I would say that what I really liked is the ability for the players to have some control over their ability to take existing items and maybe get some new ones out. One of the things that we didn't like so much is the fact that all of the recipes were hidden, required people to go to a website to look things up. So although we definitely want to revisit the mechanic of taking existing items, we'll probably do it in a different way.
Next question.
Hey, what's up? In D2, my favorite class is always the Barb. Is there going to be Singer Barbs in this game? Singer Barbs? War Shouts?
Like the Crybarians.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of support in the audience for a Crybarian out there? Yeah. Yeah, we'll consider it. We don't have anything like that. Well, he does have battle cries right now, and but he doesn't have any offensive battle cries. But I will definitely keep it in mind and consider it.
Next question.
Hey guys, love the game. I was wondering about weapons. If the monk, I was surprised you chose monk because you think of them as being unarmed. Are they going to be able to use swords? And it looks like he has a staff. But what are the plans for customization?
Yeah, when we first designed the monk, actually, we started with no weapons for exactly that reason. We're like, okay, let's look at this as a totally different kind of class. Let's see what we can do with no weapons. Obviously, you need weapons because you need the item game, you need to be able to upgrade and all that stuff. But we wanted to, approach it a little bit differently than we had in the past. But what we found was that it really didn't start hitting what we thought of as the monk until we gave him those weapons. Kind of like the assassin in D2, the monk is actually much more defined by his weapons than any other class. The assassin had her javelin, the crossbow. She was so much defined by that. The monk, he has right now, for instance, when he uses his staff, his skills use very sweeping motions. He has some fist weapons right now. He does very, jabby, quick motions. More than any other class, the weapons that he has in his hands are going to define a lot of the skills that he uses. So while he might, this remains to be seen, but he might not have as big an array of weapons, but they'll have a bigger effect on different things he can do. So it's kind of a mix and match. Does that answer your question?
Next question.
Hello, I like the game really much, and I have a question for you. A month or two back, there was a question if the game was going to be as dark and fantasy as the first one and the second one. Are we going to see that kind of dark style again within this game as an option or as an idea? Because there was a concept art. You know, it was really dark, and so I don't know if it was exceptional or not.
So when you say dark, do you mean like we turn all the lights off, or somber content?
Like it's in more terror, scary, like things popping out, in and out. You don't even expect it.
Well, we do feel like we're going in that direction. I mean, if you notice the monk announcement, the kind of whole section with the cult and them destroying a whole town, if you go and play the demo and you find that town, it's covered in bodies that have been sacrificed and some pretty dark stuff. So yeah, tone-wise, we intend to be just as dark as the previous games. In terms of the art style, we are looking for something more vibrant, but something that also still feels like a mature game. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
All right, we only have time for a couple more questions.
Hi, I got a question about the monk combo system. Can you cancel a combo like midway, like you just keep on dashing and not do any other skill?
The way it's currently set up, and this is under development, so we're constantly iterating on it, but we experimented with different times where basically the time between your first click and your second click, whether or not it changes. I think right now it's like 0.6 seconds. It was about the right length. So if you click and you dash, and then you pause, and let a second pass by, and then you click, you will get the dash again. And so it's really just constantly clicking is what advances the sequence.
Next question.
Is boss farming still going to be like huge? Like you keep going kill and bail over and over again? And when I go fight people like Duriel, if I don't have any frost resistance, am I going to get dropped?
Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
I'll stay away from that. Let's see. So it's the frost resistant question is kind of a hard one to answer because we haven't gotten that far in boss design. I have a feeling we won't go that route where we force you into that specific an item set, but that's really going to come probably later in our development. But I will say that the farming of bosses. Bosses are where the best items are, so players are going to go and kill those bosses. The problem with Diablo 2's in-game was that there was a one-size-fits-all, one right answer almost all the time. Now that changed throughout the game's life, but pretty much there was always a run that either because it was fast or because of the quality of what came off the boss, it was the best run to do. So our goal will be to follow the model of some other games, and I actually look at World of Warcraft for this and their quest system, and diversify the way you play through in-game content, such that, yes, you'll still be doing runs, but you're not going to be doing the exact same run over and over and over again until your eyes bleed. So we do have plans for that. It's not something we can talk about yet, but we definitely are going to try and address that issue.
And I think as far as bosses,
here we go.
obviously we're not going to address